Hello, and thank you for joining this EMC Avamar overview webinar brought to you by Pycube and EMC. My name is Wes Christensen, and I'm a technical account manager at Pycube. And today we will briefly discuss some key challenges dealing with backup, some common IT pressures, and some of Avamar's key capabilities. Let's start by reviewing data from Analyst Enterprise Strategy Group. In a recent study, they asked organizations to list their most important IT priorities over the next 12 months. As shown in the above table, the desire to improve backup and recovery was a top objective, and companies were also concerned about regulatory compliance and business continuity in case of disaster. Here are the key pressures that threaten customer objectives. From an IDC study, in 2010 there were 1.2 zettabytes of information. That's a trillion billion. A massive amount of information to be managed. It is estimated that by 2020 there will be 60 zettabytes of information. Our data deluge will grow 50 times this decade. This growth is putting a strain on backup windows, storage costs, and management. IT organizations are not dissatisfied with the amount of money they're spending on their IT, but rather with the fact that nearly 3/4, or 73%, goes to maintaining existing legacy systems, both infrastructure and applications. Customers complain about the complexity of their backup solutions. The feeling is that too much time, expertise, and effort is spent keeping the current recovery systems afloat. They want the backup process to be less costly and need less supervision and administrative attention. Infrastructure is the foundation of IT, so that's what changes first. In 2009, an important trend began whereby virtual servers were being delivered in greater numbers than physical servers. That is, we have reached a tipping point. Server virtualization changes the environment in both subtle and profound ways. In many shops today, backup methods have been barely altered to accommodate this new virtual infrastructure, so it's important to lay the proper data protection foundation early on. And now customers must ensure compliance with regulatory and litigation requirements and can no longer rely on past traditional practice of simply keeping tape backups around for years and years. The makeup of a company's information storage environment varies greatly, and so does the unique backup challenges for each area. Avamar was designed from the ground up as a deduplication backup software and system made to handle the backup requirements for virtual environments, remote offices, NAS, desktop, laptop, and most pervasive enterprise applications such as Microsoft SQL, SharePoint, and Exchange, Oracle and Oracle RAC, and IBM DB2 and Lotus Domino. Avamar streamlines backup and recovery for the enterprise, dramatically reducing backup windows and network traffic. Avamar is a deduplication backup software and system, an integrated backup and recovery software and purpose-built backup appliance solution for comprehensive backup and recovery across the enterprise. Avamar's unique client-side global deduplication technology eliminates redundant backup data that is sent over the network and stored. Avamar deduplicates at the client, whether virtual or physical, and across sites and servers globally. The net result is fast, daily backups via existing LAN or WAN links that also help to reduce network and backup storage costs. The Avamar data store has integrated high availability and reliability with RAIN, redundant array of independent nodes architecture, daily recoverability verification, and disaster recovery through replication. Avamar is proven to lower costs and remove risks associated with traditional backup. And Avamar is tightly integrated with data domain systems for high-speed backup and specific applications. Now we're going to discuss how Avamar can shorten backup and recovery times. As a result of moving less data, Avamar technology can dramatically reduce the amount of time required for backups. Traditional backup typically consists of a weekly full backup followed by a daily incremental backup. This backup process consistently sends redundant files and data for backup. As the amount of data in the company's environment grows, so does the backup window. The restore process is also very time-consuming. The backup administrator must first restore the most recent weekly full backup to a disk staging area and then restore each of the daily incremental backups. Finally, a temporary environment contains the latest week of data so the files, folder, databases, etc. can be restored. If the backup tapes are off-site, it can take up to 24 hours to complete this process. Now with Avamar, Deduplication is part of the backup process. Avamar applies its variable length deduplication algorithm to identify only unique change blocks. It does this on a daily basis and creates a daily full backup in a fraction of the time compared to traditional backup. Customers typically see a 95% reduction in backup windows and 99% reduction in network traffic during the backup process. Avamar also provides a single-step restore process from disk. The data is always at your fingertips. Recovery time can be minutes compared to many hours or even days with traditional backup. So as you can see, Avamar is unlike anything else in the industry. Implementing Avamar brings dramatic benefits to backup and recovery, as much as 99% reduction in data moved over existing networks. Deduplication results in 95% reduction in disk and network usage, as well as dramatic improvements in CPU usage. On top of that, backup times are reduced up to 90%. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. For more information on Avamar or to request an introductory meeting with one of our consultants, please contact us using the information shown here.